I grew up in a family where you set a goal and you make it happen. No matter how hard you have to work, no matter how many hours of sleep you get per night, you make it happen. So once I started setting those goals, Luke wasn't so happy with me. But it's just, I made sure it happened. I didn't know how far I could get, but once I started pushing some boundaries, I just kept pushing them further and further, and I got here. If I look back on it now, I remember when we first started and we told, I think it was Luke's grandfather, we told him that we were going to do, or I was going to do cakes for a living. I think his first reaction was, how are you going to make a living off of that? And it's a very valid question because, yeah, it's cakes. It's not necessarily something that's necessary in life. It's something that's a luxury in life, something that you can have optional. And so I don't necessarily think that I expected it to get this big, but I knew that from my personality, I was very determined to make it what I wanted it to be.
It's everywhere else.
I met Luke when I went to visit Boston. I was living in New York at the time, and so I went up to visit my friend who was studying in Boston, and there was this blonde-haired, blue-eyed Dutch boy there, and that was the first time I remember seeing him. He doesn't remember seeing me then, and that's the first memory I have of him. I think we first realized that we liked each other when I invited him to go to my sister's wedding. She got married in Maui and I just wanted a date, and so I asked him. He texted me back about 2 weeks later saying, yeah, I'm coming. And so when we got there, you know, Maui, sunsets, romance, beach, and yeah, that's when it happened. After I moved here, I actually started Sugarlips 5 days after I moved here. It was something I had always wanted to do, and we just wanted to see where it would go. Now that we have about 250 weddings a year, it's hard for me to remember every single one, but if you ask me about that first year, I can remember names, I can remember flavors, I can remember dates, and we actually had a couple who came in from our first year 2 weeks ago, and they looked at us and they're like, do you remember us? And I knew their names, I knew their design, and I knew absolutely everything, and it's sad to see that part go, but it's just part of a growing business. I think one of the things that amazes me most when I look back on everything that we've done is the fact that we started so small. We started from my kitchen in Breda, and then just to see where we've come from there is just amazing. I mean, this space also is something that I'm so incredibly proud of, and to think every day that I come in here and see what we've built from scratch. This place was completely empty. It's really, really crazy to think about where we've come from.